Leviticus chapter 8. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take Aaron and his sons with him, and the garments, and the anointing oil, and a bull for the sin offering, and 2 rams, and a basket of unleavened bread, and gather all the congregation together at the entrance of the tent of meeting. And Moses did as the Lord commanded him, and the assembly was gathered together at the entrance of the tent of meeting. Moses said to the congregation, This is the thing which the Lord commanded to be done. Moses brought Aaron and his sons and washed them with water. Then he put the tunic on him, and tied the sash around him, and clothed him with the robe, and put the ephod upon him. And he girded him with the decorative band of the ephod, and bound the ephod to him. He put the breastplate on him. He also put the Urim and the Thummim in the breastplate. Then he put the turban upon his head. Also on the turban at the front he put the golden plate, the holy crown, as the Lord commanded Moses. Moses took the anointing oil, and anointed the tabernacle and all that was in it, and sanctified them. He sprinkled oil on the altar 7 times, and anointed the altar and all its vessels, both the laver and its stand, to sanctify them. Then he poured some of the anointing oil on the head of Aaron, and anointed him to sanctify him. Moses brought the sons of Aaron, and put tunics on them, and girded them with sashes, and put headbands on them, as the Lord commanded Moses. He brought the bull for the sin offering, and Aaron and his sons laid their hands on the head of the bull for the sin offering. He slaughtered it, and Moses took the blood, and put it on the horns of the altar around it with his finger, and purified the altar, and poured the blood at the base of the altar, and sanctified it to make reconciliation on it. He took all the fat that was on the entrails, and the appendage above the liver, and the 2 kidneys with their fat, and Moses burned them on the altar. But the bull and its hide, its flesh and its refuse, he burned with fire outside the camp, as the Lord commanded Moses. Then he brought the ram for the burnt offering, and Aaron and his sons laid their hands on the head of the ram. He killed it, and Moses sprinkled the blood on the sides of the altar. He cut the ram into pieces, and Moses burned the head, the pieces, and the fat. He washed the entrails and the legs in water, and Moses burned the whole ram on the altar. It was a burnt offering for a pleasing aroma, and a food offering made by fire to the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. Next he brought the other ram, the ram of consecration, and Aaron and his sons laid their hands on the head of the ram. He slaughtered it, and Moses took some of its blood, and put it on the tip of the right ear of Aaron, and on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. He brought the sons of Aaron, and Moses put some of the blood on the tips of their right ears, and on the thumbs of their right hands, and on the big toes of their right feet. Then Moses sprinkled the blood on the sides of the altar. He took the fat and the fatty tail, and all the fat that was on the entrails, and the appendage above the liver, and the 2 kidneys and their fat, and the right thigh. And out of the basket of unleavened bread that was before the Lord, he took 1 unleavened cake, and a cake of oiled bread, and 1 wafer, and put them on the fat and on the right thigh. And he put all these on the hands of Aaron and on the hands of his sons, and waved them for a wave offering before the Lord. Then Moses took them from off their hands, and burned them on the altar with the burnt offering. This was a consecration for a pleasing aroma, an offering made by fire to the Lord. Moses took the breast and waved it for a wave offering before the Lord. This part of the ram of consecration was for Moses, as the Lord commanded Moses. Then Moses took some of the anointing oil, and some of the blood which was on the altar, and sprinkled it on Aaron and on his garments, and on his sons and on the garments of his sons with him, and sanctified Aaron and his garments and his sons, and the garments of his sons with him. Moses said to Aaron and to his sons, Boil the flesh at the entrance of the tent of meeting, and eat it there with the bread that is in the basket of consecrations, just as I commanded, saying, Aaron and his sons shall eat it. That which remains of the flesh and of the bread you shall burn up. You shall not go out of the door of the tent of meeting for 7 days, until the days of your consecration are at an end, for your consecration will take 7 days. As he has done this day, so the Lord has commanded what is to be done to make atonement for you. Therefore you shall abide at the entrance of the tent of meeting day and night for 7 days, and keep the charge of the Lord, that you do not die, for so I have been commanded. So Aaron and his sons did all things which the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses.